Afternoon, afternoon. Chris Spear here. Just doing what I promised. Checking in. Said I'll see you at noon on Tuesday. Keeping my word. Come in, come in. Chris Spear here. Just want to drop the gem with you on this road that I'm on and dealing with um, my reality of who I am when I'm doing the moves that I'm making in the kingdom. So come on in, dropping the gem as I promised. Just a little something, just a little something to let you know what we're doing, where we're going, the moves that I'm making, why I decided to do it. Good afternoon, Sherelle. Glad you're on. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Just keeping my word. Tuesday at 12 noon. That's what I told the people. So I'm here. Chris Spear here. Just want to encourage you and help you understand some things. So, just a couple more viewers come on in. Yes, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. So, we're going to go ahead and get into this. I was on a couple days ago, and I did let everybody know that I would be back Tuesday just to give people an update because I've been getting a lot of questions and emails and DMs and calls and inquiring about the transition, the move that I made, what led me that way. Even though I said that it was my father's vision, a lot of people have lost their parents and they chose not to do anything in regards to their family or in legacy. But it wasn't always that. That wasn't really, it was a combination of things. And growing up in the church, running, and running, being a preacher's kid, ran and continuing to run. And at the end of the day, it catches up to you. So if it's the assignment that's on your life, it's going to eventually happen. Some things we can't get away from, some things we will never be able to get away from. But then there are some things that we can't escape. But when the assignment is there, there's no escaping it. But I was able to intertwine things that I love in ministry along with what we're doing. And I'm grateful that it is working out. I just happen to be one of the lucky ones. If you know me, you know I'm not a pulpit hog. I don't do the four walls. I mean, I go to the building, but I've always had a thing of let's go outside or let's just be outside. Let's just do what we have to do outside. Why do we always got to be in the building? And my intent is going forward with arms, entertainment, and management. Also, in this part of my life in ministry, looking to be more outside. And I intend on, as I say, music and ministry crossing. I want to cross them. And I'm going to bring them together where they meet. And that's what I intend to do. But that's when I realized that I can do both. While I might not like being in the pulpit, I do understand that that's the assignment. But it doesn't, in the pulpit meaning just spreading the word, the gospel, the good news of Jesus Christ, reaching souls. So if we can combine the two, it makes it easier for me. And that's how I started to perceive it and look at it and understanding that it's not my will, but it's the will of the Lord. And I have to do it. So at this time, it's time to follow the will of the Lord and not man. Where man would make me feel that, oh, you can do this, you can do that, you don't have to do this. Why do you have to do that? Because your parents did it. You can succeed. You can do, yes, we teach we can do all things through Christ that strengthens us, and greater is he that is within us and he that is in the world. These are not just scriptures or these are not just things that we say. They are what the Lord has put in his word for us to live by. These are instructions, these are rules, these are guidelines. This is what helps us on our daily walk. So when we decide, you have to make a decision. Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? And I made a decision. I am sticking to it. It's hard to say indirectly what the plan is. I can give you an idea what the plan is, but I don't know God's plans for me. If we knew his will and knew everything that he wanted for us, we would run. Because all we want is just the glory of it. No one wants to go through what they have to go through to get it. We just want the glory of it. We just want the fame. We just want everything to come at the end, the lights and the cars and the houses and the blessings and the good health. No one wants to go through things to sustain and make, to just understand what it was. How they say, you don't know my story. You don't know what I had to go through to get what I have. They just stand there and they assume that it's just, oh, it's glorious, but no one wants to go through. And I do understand that I had to go through a lot, but a lot of the things that I did was because I was listening to people in my ears, people talking, people telling me, why do you have to be the chosen one? Why do you have to be the one that continue to go through? Why do you have to be the one that takes on the legacy, take on your parents? Why do you have to be the preacher? He had how many children? How many children your mother had? Why does it have to be you? Many are called, but few are chosen. So once I began to accept the assignment on my life, and I'm coming up on 1 year as an overseer, and I'm not far from perfect, far from understanding that because someone lay hands on me and pour oil on my head, that makes me arrive. I have not arrived. I'm not it. I have a lot of flaws. I have a lot of work to be done within me. This is why my husband tells me quite often, you have to pray, you have to pray. You have to pray and just see God, make sure whatever you do is in his will. It's the will of the Lord. And first we have to define the will of the Father as whatever he's decreed. Whatever he has established is his will. And down from, his wisdom, the knowledge, his grace, holiness. It includes decisions when he made the universe, when he decided to make me, to make you. That was his will. And whatever the Father does is good. His plans for my life, the future, the roadmap to creation, just different things were just coming when I was asking myself, what is the will? That's the will of the Father, but what is his will? But what you need to do is find out what is his will for your life. And that's when prayer, fasting comes, constant meditation, building a relationship with him, and understanding and hearing, learning to hear the voice of the Lord, not other people. Other people talking to you will definitely distract you. It would definitely make you feel that there is nothing more. Because when man directs you, eventually you're going to come to an end. It's going to come to a dead end. You're going to get baffled and bewildered. You're going to get stressed out. And I'm not saying that you won't get stressed out when you're on this walk with God either. You will. You will have your trials, your tribulations, your persecutions, the tough times. All that's going to happen. But remember, when we suffer, we shall reign. At the end of the day, when you're doing it man's way, there's no real benefit. Everything is materialistic. Everything is just earthbound. Everything is just here. And yes, when we die, everything stays here. I get that. But then what happens to your soul? No one believes how old I am. Hey, Jesse. No one. Hey, Tasheen. My nephew's on. Bless you. Bless you, Jace. My other nephew, Bishop Love, is on as well. Bless you guys. No one believes how old I am, and when I tell them they want to what is it? Card me. Let me get your ID. Let me see. Then I begin to share things that I've been through. Love you too. been through so much, and I'm like, okay, at the end of the day, this is what happens when you serve God. Everything that I've been through, even as a child till now, He has kept me. And this beautified, um, it's not, it's not, bless you, Jamie. It's not that um, I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, I haven't enhanced or whatever, but there are people that are my age that look, he said he was beautified of me. Okay. So I am informing you that following the will of the Lord, it helps. It shows and it makes your life much easier. A lot of times we go through things that we put our own self in for no reason. Um, Following the will of the Lord will make your life easy. The goal after following His will, we said we go to church. Why do we go to church? I'm going to make it to heaven one day. How are you going to make it to heaven if we are not doing what the Lord has established for us to do? I want to see my parents again. I want to see my grandparents. Awesome people in ministry. I come from good stock. So, no, I don't want to go to hell. My soul is not required in hell. Sorry, Wesley Snipes. My soul is not required in hell. Um, Someone else may be. And that's why we're sitting here trying to help and reach souls to get into the kingdom, to come to Christ. And that's the purpose. When we follow the will of the Lord, it will show in our life. And people will ask you, oh, how did you do this? And how did you get through that? It was nothing but the goodness of the Lord. It was grace and His mercy that kept me, that brought me through, you know. So in making a decision to follow the will of the Lord, yes, there's a mantle in my life. Yes, I know that I have an assignment. I get that. But there's a lot of people with mantles, and they allow man to make them think their mantle is something else than what it really is. This is why we have to pray and seek God, and like I said, and on this journey, I do intend to cross paths to bring music into ministry. And people have said, oh, we don't know what I am looking to do. I'm trusting God because He knows my heart, and I'm telling Him my plan. Lord, this is what I want. Let it align with your will. And as long as what we're looking to do aligns with the will of God and what His intent is for our lives and His will and in the kingdom, it will work out. Seeking His will, discovering the 5 things that that the things that we need. And if you look, like His will is through the whole Bible, from Genesis to Revelation. It's laid there. It's a map for us. Even the 10 Commandments, instructions, guidelines, His will. But and then you'll have the people in the world telling you that it's wrong. Following the will of God is wrong. And then you have to stand there and you have to, some of us actually think about it. How can you think about the will of God being wrong if you have been in the church for so many years? What has God done to us to make us even question the will of God being wrong? Outside the basic stuff of waking us up this morning. And then some, even that now is taken for granted. The Lord has done nothing to us for us to feel that His will is wrong. Welcome, Deep Cover. He has done nothing but smiled. You just look back over what you have been through. And then you say, well, there was the will of the Lord. Well, I was in His will. How was you in His will? Your life, has it aligned up with the will of the Lord all these years? So you've done nothing wrong? That you had no sins? Nothing? Everything's been perfect? No, nothing's been perfect. Do you have good days? We have bad days. But if you have to really evaluate your life and ask yourself. And I had to do that over the last couple of months. And then even now in the last couple of years, running from what has been His will has made my life harder. It made me hit some walls. It made me realize that I did this on my own. I did this by running from the will of the Lord for my life. Not my brother's life, not my cousin's life, but my life. Because everybody has a different role they have to take in Him. Nobody's testimony is supposed to be the same. This is why we overcome by one another's testimony. Yes. So at the end of the day, don't let man tell you that you cannot, you don't have to listen. You don't have to read the word. You don't have to pray. Don't let them deter you. Yeah, we all grew up in church, but it doesn't mean that it has to just, oh, I just go to church. I go to church. No, it needs to be more than that. Now it's time to develop a relationship. It's time to get an understanding of what He has for you in the kingdom. Being called is just letting people know about Jesus. The call is going out. The call has went out several times, and we've heard the call. So that's why we came into the door and we said, come as you are. Come as you are as a broken heart. Come as you are, even down to your appearance. It's fine. But when you get there long enough, you know what you're supposed to wear when you come to church. You know how you're supposed to look. You know how you're supposed to carry yourself. Eventually, if you're praying, if you're taking in the word, if you're reading, and if you're meditating on it, you will eventually understand what God has for you and your outer appearance. You begin to talk and walk and look like Him, and you begin to sound like Him. You begin to carry yourself as a Christian. All that is fine. But then, and when I said that some of us are chosen, that's when the assignment slips over into your life, and you have to seek God. What is the exact thing that you have for me to do? What is it that you have for me to do in your kingdom? This is why I said I always felt like the pulpit wasn't for me. It wasn't for me, because I like going outside. I'll get phone calls and people will ask me, okay, such, and can you pray for me? And I'll give them a little prayer, and then we'll talk, and I'll encourage them. And I always found myself. I always said that's what I had to do. That was for me, And even now with stepping out and crossing over, I do understand that I am going to have to mount. Right? It's not one of my favorite things to do. I know I will have to mount. But in the meantime, I'm not sitting here waiting to mount. I am dealing with people as the calls come in. And even with me putting myself out there for arms entertainment, the phone calls, the messages, the DMs, the emails, people are reaching out. But in the midst of the conversation, I hear the hurt, I hear the pain, and I thank God for being at that level where I can pick up in the discernment that I have. I'm able to help people. I don't understand everything that God is doing, and I'm not supposed to, but this is when I trust Him. This is when I put my hand in His hand, and on this path that I'm walking right now, through my company as well as through the pulpit, I'm trusting God, and it's not easy. I never said it would be easy, but I know it's the will, and in His will there is no wrong. Everything is right. God promised us things, and I know He can't lie. He shall not lie. Okay, so I'm learning to trust Him, in His infinite, His knowledge. It's just amazing, I'm listening to the music, and it's "You Have Rescued My Life" is the song that's playing. There's no wrong in the will of God for our lives. He's rescued us over and over and over again. But when man failed, when man dropped the ball, when we relied on our cousins and our mothers and our fathers, and I'm not knocking them, they did what they can do, but they can only do but so much. I love my family tremendously. I really do. My siblings, my cousins, my brothers. I love them all. My children. I love all my children. I love the people of God. But there's only so much a human being can do for us. I can't expect God to constantly keep giving me something if I don't give Him anything. He doesn't ask for a lot. And the fact that he continues to do over and over and over again, exceedingly abundantly more than I could ever think or ask for. So why not? It's not hard to tell somebody about Christ. It's not hard to bring somebody to church. It's not hard to sit down and read the scriptures with somebody and pray for somebody, is it? It's not hard. God is real. It's the reality of what it is, the time that we living in. You know, man can't do. He can only do but so much. And at the end of the day, somebody always relies on God. The word God comes out people's mouths at the end of the day. When it's extremely too much for them, what do they say? What do we find? Even the atheist has even said, "Oh God." You don't have to believe me, but I've heard some. So I have made up. I've given it will. I'm just, yes. Okay, Lord, it's in your will. Let's do this. Let's do this. I have no other choice but to trust you. Hi, Vanessa. I have no other choice but to follow you. I have no other choice to allow you to open doors. And every open door that appears to be open or cracked doesn't mean that God has opened it. This is when seeking God for direction comes in. In all thy ways, get an understanding. Don't make decisions on your own. The company I'm running, I have been presented several opportunities and I have not budged. My artists do not know. My media people do not know. Nope. As well as Bills and Company, I'm managing people as well. And then they have received opportunities. I pray over everything. I have to, because these people are trusting me with their lives. So how do I look just saying, "Oh, yep, sign it. You're good. Go make that $50,000. I see you in 2 months. You going on tour." No. All money is not good money. While money answers all things, it is still what? Yeah. You have to, we have to really decide if this is what we're going to do. Either we're going to go or we're not going to go. We're going to follow the will of the Lord or we're going to listen to man. While man is discouraging us to stop thinking that there's nothing that is going to come out of what we're doing. There's nothing that's going to benefit. There's nothing that's going to show that you're different. What sets you apart? What makes you different from everybody else? The fact that I'm allowing the Lord to lead me, the fact that I'm trusting God in this process, the fact that I'm giving it all to Him because I don't have anything on my own without Him, the fact that He has sustained me until this set time, the fact that He has shown me different things. Yes, I dream dreams. I see visions. Now you know. Yes, I don't walk around and ask for affirmations to be this and to be that. No, I don't need anyone, no man to tell me who I am. God has already told me. It's just for me to walk in His will. So when you accept the will, when you accept the call, the assignment that is on your life, when you accept that assignment, then you will begin to understand why you're going through what you're going through. And then even in your going through, don't give up. Go through. It was designed. Go through. It's going to make you go through. It's going to teach you that endurance that you need. Go through. Don't go over. And that's where a lot of us go wrong. We try to go over and go around, but we have to go through. My mama used to sing a song, "You must come through." You guys come through the door? Yeah. You got to go through. You have to. You have to go through. Whether we want to or not, we have to go through this. But trusting in the will of the Lord and what it is for your life is all I'm asking you to do. Make up your mind, go through, follow the will of the Lord, do what He has for you. I promise you won't regret it. Like I said, you're gonna have, to suffer, and it's a part. The fruit, spirit, long suffering, deal with it. Jesus suffered, and He suffered for me. He suffered for you. He bled and died for us. So why can't we suffer the little persecution, aggravation, and things that we do with life? It's part of life. Deal with it. I promise you'll be blessed. Choose God's will, not man. You know, listening to men, you'll end up finding yourself dealing with denominations and dealing with this and that and third and um, inadequacies. You'll find so many things to look at if you keep listening to the man. While God knows the heart of people, man don't. Man is desperately wicked. Our hearts are desperately wicked. That's Bible. That's not me. So I don't think I would choose that direction if I was you. I would literally continue to stay focused and follow God. Don't wait till you get hurt by man. Don't wait till you get distort and want to fight and want to give up. Don't let it get that far. Choose to say yes now. Choose to accept the will for your life. Don't wait till you're like in your 40s, 50s, 60s and decide, oh, now, because now you don't think you lived your life. When in reality, your best living could be when you're living with the Lord and walking for Him. Things would be a lot easier. So, as I said, when we, choosing to follow man will definitely bring a lot of heartache and issues. And at the end of the day, nothing but hell. Your soul will be lost. Damnation. For what? So go with God. Follow the will for His life, for your life. Trust Him during this walk. And remember that He loves you. So, the wages of sin is death. The gift of God is eternal life. Thanks again for tuning in with Chris Spear. Love you and be blessed. Until then.